Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another WWE Champions video. Today we are reviewing Dexter Lumis, Mercy the Buzzard. So before we get into Mercy, there's a few things I want to cover back on the other two Y6 videos I made, Joe and Rowan here, because I did forget a few things. One, if you do not have Bo for Gacy, would I use him? Probably not. I think there's better showboats. So Bo, I think, is probably the most required thing to really make Joe work. Even if you had both moments, I don't know if he would really hit. The great news is, does that mean you shouldn't take him up? No. As I will showcase in this video, there are reasons, even if you don't have Bo or anything for Joe, you want Joe for your other 2 or 3 Wyatt 6. And I forget to mention, Steve's Sticks plate is a plate that works on almost all the Wyatts. The only one I really wouldn't run it on is Dexter himself. Otherwise, Joe can run it. Rowan would be amazing with it. Abby will be great with it, and Bo will also work really well with it. So, Steve's Sticks plate is a good one to run. Now, let's get into Dexter. So, Dex here is very, very strong of a card. And again, just like before, with Rowan and stuff, the more stuff you get, the better he becomes a character builder. He's exactly like that. Now, first things first, we're going to start with I'm hype 3. I could make him 4. He's pretty easy to get hype for, just like the other two. Titan Shop, he's a great one. I'm not going to spend my Universal. I'm going to just wait till I get even more. Obviously, I also have, because I have all the Wyatts, I have the one moment. I don't have the other. If you had the other moment, it would help. Both movesets out that we're going to use here, because it's 50% all gem and 50% multi. So, and that would greatly help Rowan. And the main thing here that Rowan's going to take is the multi 4 for him. So, let's start with the first moveset, and we'll get going from there. I'll also have a few tag matches to showcase the link as well. So, first moveset, triple green. This one is the most common one ever, you'll see. If you see a Dexter, most people run triple green. So 6 charge green, Bulldog deals 700,000 damage and increase your green MP by 5. Open hand uppercut, 6 charge green, deals 650,000 damage and choose 2 rows to make it a multi of strength 10. Those are not bad, and we can definitely beef these up more. And then 10 charge green finisher breaking point, deal 2.7 million damage and make 14 multis into green and pin the opponent. So fully recycles, it's a very simple build. Trainers and coaches here. We're going to start with the 3-click. So we're going to have George and the brand new King, even though he's not new. I haven't really tested. Most people probably haven't tested Dexter with King, who is that +2 all and multi 2, which definitely benefits him a ton, as he no longer requires Santa Hogan to be turn 1 with the 6 charges. I got Brett here for green 35, multi 35, and then Chelsea, which is not done either. It's green 30, multi 60, but if you had her higher, she'd be green 40, multi 60. So I'm missing 10% green on top of this. So just keep that in mind. Again, don't have the other moment, so a few ways we can make this better. Now, belt. Obviously, we're going to keep the tier 5 tradition that I've been doing with the previews. Again, we got Sheik plate, which is whenever you activate a green move, increase your green move damage by 100%. He does have a bit. If you fight someone with tier 6, though, your move damage is probably not going to matter. And then I have his plate, the Buzzard's Peak. Whenever you activate a green move, increase your green gem by 60% by 50% for a turn. Green gem 50% for 1 turn. Now, I will say this, especially with the other variation of this moveset, I would rather use a different skill plate than Buzzard Beak, and that is, I believe it's all the way down here. Because we're going to showcase his 2-click. Yeah, I would rather run Will of Cargill. So 10 multi, increase your green gem by 100% for 1 turn. The reason why is you have to hit all your green moves in order to get 100. So you'll only get 100% with 2 green, but if you 2-click, you only get 50%. This one would give you 100. So overall, it works. It's just a better one. So if you do run them, use Will of Cargill. it's just better. All right, we're gonna go up against Zombie Sammy because usually I fight Big Papa Pump, but Big Papa Pump is a powerhouse that we would get advantage over, so we don't want to skew the damage anymore as it is with the Hype 3. Obviously, we will calculate damage it would do against someone that isn't, and showcase that as well. Okay, so green gem base is 200 and 200,000, 208,000 damage there. So not a ton, but it's alright. So we're going to hit our Bulldog. That does do 2 mil. But again, tier 6 versus tier 6, I don't think you're going to be doing a whole lot. So the Sheik plate might not really fully matter. Overhead Uppercut does 2.5 here. We're going to put it right there. So we have the 50%. These are times 16s. So 269,000. 5.25 mil times 16. Let's just quickly calculate that. 525 1808 times 14. 73 mil. So again, nowadays I still wouldn't even consider that. I mean, again, you do have a 13 mil fin, but again, tier 6 versus tier 6, it's not going to be even close to that. That's not enough damage, right? Not enough damage, I would say. I mean, the other moment I think will help a lot. Right? For that 50 gym fitting multi. But still, and if you had both moments, I think you would be pretty close to hitting hard enough. But I do want to showcase, even though this didn't hit hard enough, if you do have all that, could still be worth it. I don't know, but I'm going to showcase really quickly his 2-click variation of this build. And then we'll get more into the better stuff that the real way you would run Dexter if you have everything. So we're going to try the 2-click. I mean, yeah, also I'm missing 10% more on that green with gels, so that does make a bit of a difference here. Alright, here we go. I'll get my calculator out for this as well, just because, you know, we'll actually see how hard that's hitting for. I mean, this should be hitting less than the other build, so not nearly as much as you would want, right? So again, we're gonna hit this. Yeah, because now we lost 2 strength. Now, the reason why I hit this move, even though because we're doing technically 2-click, we just hit this and then this, is I'm going to showcase kind of what it would be like with Will of Cargo, because with Will of Cargo you would get 100%. So with Will of Cargo you would do 251 with just these 2 moves. So you wouldn't obviously need to run this. You can even run a different move if you want. I don't know why you would, but you don't have to hit that for this moveset. You can run just this move and then this move. But again, wanted to showcase that 50% to get the 100 because you would obviously rather have Will of Cargo. So 4 mil is not a whole lot. 9, 5, 6, 0. Times 14, 56 mil. Or not 56. Was that 56 mil? Or was that 46 mil? 56 mil. Okay. 56 million on the 2-click. Again, you might be with the moment. It might help him a bit. Again, that is pretty considerably low damage for really anybody. So you might be like, well, why would I run? We'll show you once we get to that last build. That last build really changes decks. So before we get to that last build, though, I do want to showcase both variations of this build in a tag match, as I think this might actually work well enough with the link. So we got Joe here in the back. And I guess I can show you why I think even if you don't have Howdy, why would you would run Joe and take him up even if you don't have him. So we're gonna make him go first. Okay. So again, for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't seen the other videos, Link with wide 6 multi-generate moves will increase their strength by 6. Also, I forgot to mention, really solid coach on Dex, Robre 200. It's a very useful thing to have. So, the reason why, even if you don't have a bow, tag match, we have this. Reduce our attack counter by 3. So you can make the other character, other wides in the back, much safer. As we're going to run here, Molly and Woods, you can obviously do a different variation on that. You can also have the 1 charge black. It does not matter, just as long as we have this. Probably would put the 1 charge black in, and then minus MP. These are only 1s, but you can have them at 2. So you can have -4 all MP on Joe. And this is exactly why I would then take him up and run him as, for showdowns, you can have him in front, minus their opponent's MP by 4 for every single color, and then just tag him out and then let the person in the back win. Right? Let the person in the back take the kill. So this is going to be Dexter 2-clicking. Oh my god, the game broke. Well, looks like Undertaker's doing something because that's not normal. Alright, well, hold on. I'm going to stop the recording here and I'll be right back. Sorry for that inconvenience, but as you can see, alright. He was -2, obviously if you had -4L, he would have virtually no MP, period, on his, and even though he is running an MP trainer, he'd have no MP. This move would just be full. We also have a good chunk of health on Huskus there. He would hit this, and you would just do your normal tag in like normal. So, also I did forget to mention too, Dexter is missing 40 levels, so keep that in mind. So even though this is a 2-click, remember I'm going to showcase like it would be Will Cargo. So obviously you wouldn't need to run that, but here we go. And these are now build times 20. So again, on that 251, we're now doing 5.7 on the 2-click, which is not terrible. Here, let me just get my calculator out and showcase it. See how much this does, times 14. So all those multis are over 80 million damage. So 2-click, 80 mil. Not awful. It's still kind of not the best. I mean, it's kind of quick and stuff, but it's not my favorite way to do that. Alright, let's go back now to his actual 3-click. But yeah, that's again, if you don't have bow, but you still want to run people, again, Huskus, that's how you do it. You make him the guy in the front who can minus people's MP, and then just hit his 4 charge, and again, if you want, you can have the 1 charge move, so if they have black MP, he can steal it like that. Plenty of ways, plenty of reasons why you would want to use Huskus, even if you don't have bow. Alrighty, so now we're back to King and Brett. I will say, it's definitely, this game, because this is not, I mean, my computer's not the highest strength. I'm going to upgrade it in March. Just you wait, guys, but it definitely is not happy with, I think, Dexter's animation on and his effects in the thing. Because, like, even his entrance, he has stuff, so. Alright, again, minus MP, you would just hit this. Or, obviously, if you don't want to, you could just have the character in the front. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, 208 here. We increase our gem. I'm gonna clip, even though you would definitely want to put your multis here and here. I'm gonna put them here and here because I do want to see how much they do. So again, we're at 269 times 22, 7.2 million now on that. So we are doing 2258 112 times 14, 101 mil. So over 100 mil there with the tag link. Not awful, but again, if you looked at Rowan, especially his gen build, you'd be like, well, that's not even close to what Rowan can do. And I agree with this. This is why I haven't really used Dexter since I got Grande. Grande came out, and then I eventually got Ilya and stuff. And like, yeah, in terms of modern tech, at the time, I was like, yeah, that's way better. Why would you ever run him? And then I stopped using him. Now that I have Bo, I think his best moveset isn't even triple green. You don't even run a green move. At all. I think his best moveset is not triple green. He gets way better if you have Bo. Obviously, Bo makes everyone line 6 better. But it is actually triple purple that I like the most. Now, don't be afraid about that green Piper plate. A normal yellow would also work just as well. They'd be the exact same. It does not matter. However, if you do have a green Piper, this is exactly why I would run this. Alright, so here we go, tier 5s and everything. Again, basic plate doesn't even help them. Now, the reason why I like this even more is because this belt is shared in my roster between 3 people. And if you have a normal Piper plate, it would still also be shared between 3 people. Dexter uses it, Ilya uses it, and Tech Charlotte use it. They all use the exact same belt. Because again, Ilya, if in Titan, he wants that MP plate. Charlotte, use that MP plate anyway in case she gets subbed or something. And Dex, this triple purple build doesn't even require a basic plate. Obviously, if we do eventually see a purple version of this, so increase all gem by 100 and your green by 5, if this was purple by 500, obviously he would be a completely different character, and he'd be like one of the harder hitting characters in the game. But at the moment, again, if you don't have green, the yellow will do the exact same. We just want 100% increase. That is what we want for him. Alright, so let's talk about triple purple. So, 6 charge purple spinning spine buster. Deal 660,000 damage and make 48 random gems into pyro gems, which will modify all gems above it into purple when broken by you. So purple pyro moves 48, almost that is 1 short of the entire board, which is a ton. But this is where we get real damage. 6 charge purple slingshot suplex deals 715,000 damage and make 15 random pyro in the multi of strength 10. Triple green. You cannot use Bo because it's an area, not just, random gems or choose whatever. This is. So Bo will affect this. Obviously, if you don't have Bo, I can show you some better ways to do it. And then the suplex leg drop combo. 6 charge, purple. Deal 500k damage and choose 7 black to choose 7 gems to make it a black. Hardcore. If opponent's style is focus, deal 900,000 damage and force your opponent to skip their turn for 1 turn. I also really like this. And again, we are fighting Sammy, who is a focus, so I can kind of showcase this a bit. Dexter starts to really hurt people with this moveset. Honestly, I can kind of be able to showcase this. And now with Kane, it's even better. And if we get the purple pyro, it's even better. But I will make the argument that do I have woods? I don't have woods on here. Well, I'm gonna run mellow. You don't need mellow, you just need woods. It doesn't matter. All we need is purple and P. And then we're gonna run Brett. And then we're gonna run Bo. Now, if you do not have Bo, I would say this. Instead of Kane, I would run Mosh. And then instead of Bo, I would run Santa Hogan. You'll still do a little bit less damage, than normal, like compared to this build, but you'll still, I think, hit hard enough as it is. Yeah, this moveset is just so freaking good. Again, 40 levels missing, and it's not going to matter. I honestly kind of prefer this moveset to Grande a bit. Grande is great. I love Grande, and he's hyped for, and I love him a lot. But there's some things that Dex can do here that even Grande can't. And even Ilya, I mean, Ilya can hit, but there's some things, again, that Dex can do that even he cannot. Alright, so we are doing 167,000 damage on the purple gem. So, if you're fighting someone with a pyro counter or a multi-counter, but they're focused, you can just hit this move and stun them, and you're fine. They can't steal it. The also awesome thing is if they're focused, this is technically, and they don't have a stun immune belt, this is technically infinite recycle, which means you'll do like infinite damage. Because even if you don't kill them this first turn, because they're stunned and you recycle all 3 of your moves, they can't hit you. So we're going to hit the Spinning Spine Buster. And we're going to put those Pyros down. So now we're doing 220,000. So yeah, I mean, if you don't kill the first time, but if they're stunned, you can just keep hitting them over and over again. So, look at those multis. And we didn't get a single one on the purple to showcase, that's fine. But, I mean, again, if you do hit a green, you would do a lot. And again, this is now a stun move. Now, I am going to swipe. I'm going to do something like this and swipe so we can actually see the damage, because this is way harder to calculate. However, if you were actually using him, I would just do a 4 break and then do another 4 break down here to get those multis. So just to let you know, you would run him a little different. It's like Rowan. You would run him a little bit more like that. So here we go. We'll put these down. Boom. And that was 123 million. And that's actually kind of low for Dexter. I mean, that is hype and stuff, but still, that is much, much, much better. And again, we're missing that other moment in 40 levels. So just keep that in mind as well. We'll run that again just to showcase that. Because again, it is a little bit different. And obviously, if you just blow the board up more so like I didn't do, because we're going to showcase the damage you would hit, probably about the same as that, even if you're fighting people with the same height. I have used this moveset. You can do 150 pretty easily, and against people with the same height, 120 is not actually that far out. So there we go. 21 times 16s are coming down. Also, I love all 3 of the animations of Triple Purple. They're all really sweet. So here we go. 4.5 mil per A times 16 when there's 21 of them on the board. Just really strong. Okay, let's see what I can do here. That's gonna hit. So realistically, right, you would 4 break here, and then you would like 4 break there, and you would hit one here, and then you would like blow the board. That's not what we're gonna do. But you should definitely do that more so than what I'm doing here with this one. We'll still get a majority of the board there. Yeah, 136 million to their face. So again, pretty strong damage there. And we did miss some multis. Again, your goal is you don't want to do that. You with the choose, you're gonna probably break the 2 bottom rows or something. It is a little bit different each time, but it's not that hard to figure out at all. Alright, and now let's go do our tag match. Again, with the MP and stuff that you can get. I mean, I really enjoy this move a lot, this build a lot more than his green. So again, 6 multi-strength are going to be added to this. So again, it just depends if you want to have Huskus, and again, minus MP. Again, if you don't have both, that's what I think you should use him for, is minus MP, get the people in the bag ready so they don't have to worry about maybe getting some of his moves ready. Just makes a lot more sense to me. Alright. Pyro's gonna come out. Again, if we do get Pyro Purple, this build will be insanely strong. This might even hit harder than Elia would. And Elia hits. There we go. So, times 22. That's 6.2 mil there. Not the greatest board, I will say that. We're going to probably hit this. Obviously, we would go here and do stuff, but we're going to put it here. We'll still get a good chunk of the board. So you definitely can hit harder than that. And that was 178 million turn one. So again, that's what I got. Dexter with purple, the triple purple build is, again, to me, it's exactly kind of like Rowan is. Like, the Rowan with the purple black just wasn't cutting it. It wasn't really hitting. It just, and then I stopped using it. But then triple blue completely changes the character. This, to me, is what Dexter is. What he is now. With triple green, it wasn't really cutting it. It just wasn't hitting as hard as I would have liked. But triple purple, especially if you can get Howdy, even if you don't get Howdy, if you max him out, you do these things, he's going to be hitting hard. Again, you don't need a green Piper plate. You can use a yellow, and it works the exact same pretty much. And who knows, depending on how long it's been when you watch this, maybe purple is out, and then he's even stronger. I mean, purple Piper plate would probably make this go well over in the 300 mils, which is very much enough damage to win. So he is now kind of slept on with this version of his build. Like, I do love Grande. I think Ilya is fantastic. But the great thing is with this belt, you can run Dexter this way, you can run Ilya that way, and you can run Charlotte that way as well. Is he better than those two, Ilya and Grande? That, I think, is kind of more so a tough call. Grande does have some really good unblockable with his health steal, and he has the hot tag. Ilya can technically hit harder. However, with his build, if you don't 2-click with him, he has more counters than Dexter, and if Dexter fights a focused, he can have no counters if you just hit that move first and then hit the other two. So there's definitely reasons and room why I would have him on the roster. Again, really easy to get in Titan Shop because mine's hype 3 already just because of that, and I have 35 extra as well. So he'll be hype 4, and once we have new hypes, I'm still going to build him up. So that's maybe a huge reason why you would also run him. Again, I don't think you need Howdy. Again, instead of running King, run Mosh. Instead of Howdy, run Santa Hogan. And while you will do less damage, I think it's pretty close. And with the link, if you run him in a tag match, it won't matter anyway. It really won't. Again, max him out, do stuff like that. So if you sticked around this long in the video, thank you guys so much. And make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Next video, I might do a hot tag before Abby, but for the reviews for we're gonna do Abby the Witch next. So get ready for that, as she can do some really cool stuff. And then we'll eventually get to Bo, which I didn't even know how we're gonna do him yet, just because he has so much stuff. Once you see him and all his stuff, you're gonna be blown away. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.